Okay, Wednesday, 24th of December 2025. So, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Bitcoin is like nothing else humans have ever encountered. It is like nothing else. I've always said in these videos that Bitcoin is fundamentally maths, physics, and computer science. Open source code, physics, with regards to pushing atoms, moving energy around the world, and maths, as in pure mathematics. It is maths, as in this abstract concept. It's pure mathematics, and all these different things, all as an emergent, what we call in engineering an emergent property. All these different technologies, because Bitcoin's history is good 40 or so years in the making, and before Bitcoin there were different attempts to do it as well. A confluence, a convergement, a converging of all these different technologies creates in this emergent technology, meaning as we know it, Bitcoin. We've never come across something that's been a mathematical constant, 21 million with a fixed supply. We haven't really come across things that are dependent on a hash rate or even the mining, but also the difficulty adjustment, things like that, or even the fixed amount of them, the fixed supply of 21 million. We have verified scarcity, not just scarcity like gold, but verified mathematically. There's the code for you, maths and code, scarcity 21 million. Because in the past we had other things that were like that, scarce, whatever else, gold and beyond. And I did a video about this 6 or so months ago, a year or something ago, a Bitcoin thought experiment. When you analyze everything through the same lens of Bitcoin and a superior kind of money, which is what that test really is, you realize there's nothing else like it. Everything else is perishable, not divisible, not portable, not with a fixed supply, and books or seashells or gold or silver. They all fail at critical things that enable it to become Bitcoin, a superior, a better form of money, a better form of money to store your wealth and time in it. And even an interesting phrase I came across recently, non-dilutive kind of money, meaning it can't be printed. Meaning if you have $1 million and the whole global supply of dollars is 2 million, you have 50%. But as more dollars are printed in this scenario, 2 million, 4 million, etc., 25%, your share, even though it's the same of 100 million, goes as a percentage, goes down and down and down. It gets diluted away. But there is none of that with Bitcoin, especially after the next 10 or so years, basically. And I did a video about this as well, which is, you could argue it's the Bitcoin gold rush, or like a hungry hippo stage where everyone's going to want it. Because by then, 99% of them will be mined. And the rest of the next 115 years afterwards, until 2140, will just be the 1% of Bitcoin being mined. And even that itself, that the dynamics of mining is unlike anything else we've seen, where the demand for Bitcoin can go up and up and up, increase that reflexivity, but the supply will always be the same. Because an interesting thing to consider is that in economics, supply and demand find each other. As demand goes up, so will supply. So there is gold on asteroids or at the bottom of the ocean or even in the North Pole. Actually, that's something I would look into because I heard something interesting, but a little off topic. Gold on the North Pole, or in the North Pole, that is not economically viable to mine because the price is too little. But if the price of gold was, say, 40,000 US dollars, it'd be well worthwhile to mine it in the North Pole or on the asteroids or at the bottom of the ocean, things like that. The demand will find supply. But with Bitcoin, no matter where the demand goes, the demand can skyrocket, but supply stays the same. This is part of that mathematical constants. It's going to remain the same. Perfect, that fixed supply. And we have never come across something like that in life, in human civilization. And we can go deeper to say there's an interesting fallacy, I would call it now, where people say if you can't touch it, it's not real. But the world we live in, and this is an interesting side note, a lot of people don't apply the logic over here in different fields consistently to Bitcoin, and they get to all sorts of strange, wacky conclusions. So people will say, oh, Bitcoin doesn't exist because I can't touch it. But that's such a irrelevant, let's put it lightly, conversation and a complete fallacy. Because in the digital age, the key word there is digital. there are so many things that we can't touch and we can benefit from it in some ways. You can't touch a video, but we can benefit from a video. Can't touch a tweet, can't touch a meme, but we can be educated from a meme, from a video, from a tweet. We can be entertained from a meme. We can't touch number 7 or 5 or 55, but we can use them in calculations, in measurements to determine things. Oh, interesting. So, because it's so new, it's something mankind has never come across. A lot of people are making a lot of these little interesting little fallacies and miscalculations and misunderstandings and missteps with regards to Bitcoin. Kind of goes into yesterday's video, really, where they're just getting the wrong end of the stick. A lot of people, I did a video about this as well, months ago, they tend to have either the wrong premise and the right reasoning, wrong premise, right reasoning, or the right premise and the wrong reasoning, I've noticed. Because I've also noticed most people tend to get the complete opposite end, the wrong end of the stick with Bitcoin, and just get it completely upside down. It's fascinating in some way. And this is why I say Bitcoin fundamentally is maths, physics, and computer science. To do a descriptive analysis, not a prescriptive analysis of Bitcoin. Because then from that descriptive premise, descriptive analysis, we can say with mathematical certainty and with logical backing that this is money. This is a superior form of money that beats inflation, is deflationary, has had a compounding rate of 50%, the CAGR in finances, and it's best served when it's safe with a self-custody, because then it's your pure money, your way to store your time and energy. I did a video as well about this a week or 2 or 3 ago. Bitcoin is for curmudgeons. Bitcoin is for those who are the ultimate doubters and are not sure about things. Those who trust, keyword there, trust no one. I don't want to trust any bank, any person, any place, anyone. Well, you can trust maths. 2 + 2 always equals 4. You can trust physics. Things in motion stay in motion. The laws of thermodynamics will be consistent for the next, well, for our lifetime, for the next billion years. And computer science is what it is, open source code. Anyone can touch it, anyone can use it, anyone can see it and verify for themselves. And all these things helps to create something for curmudgeons, people who doubt, but also that the world has never seen before. The world, mankind, civilization. Some people in the Bitcoin space go as far to say that Bitcoin is a discovery. You can only discover absolute scarcity once. But also some people say it's an invention. Semantics, technicalities, a little philosophical. But again, it is what it is. It is technology. Wow. I remember someone saying that, to use an analogy, that they can only really discover America once, so to speak. In that kind of magnitude of this can only happen once. But a little bit of Bitcoin history now, actually, where all the different things that happened, 2008, 9, 10, 11, the Immaculate Conception, the mysterious finding, the public release, things like that, all combined to create something that people cannot recreate, because it was done at a time when no one cared, no one was aware, no one understood. The critical mass of people in the world were like that, therefore it can't be done again. In the same way that other things in life can't be done again. So that's why, deep down, mankind has never come across something like Bitcoin before. No. And because of that, it's worth studying. Study Bitcoin. Yeah. Study. Learn. Be smarter. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.